Hello and thanks for joining. In this video we're going to have a look at a Kleinbahn wagon and we're going to see whether this range is any good or not. This is another company which makes models in Austria. It's very similar to the old Markland boxes and this is actually quite a vintage model as well. It's number 307 in the range and you can see on the box it actually has quite a lot of different languages there. In English it says covered truck, which doesn't give much away. So let's get this box open and we'll take a look at the model inside. So I've had a number of Kleinbahn models in the past. I think their locomotives are really good, but when I took this out of the box I was immediately disappointed with it because it really doesn't look that good at all. It almost looks like a really old Lima model and it's quite disappointing in that respect. You can see it has the OBB Austrian Railways logo there. Kleinbahn do a lot of Austrian stuff, which isn't surprising. At the end we've got an extra piece of this ladder added on and it's got some painting up here, this part. Not quite sure what it's trying to do unless that's a piece that's broken off. But that silver's been really badly painted and the application of silver around this model is something really quite poor. The buffers aren't that good either, they're just moulded into the chassis and the main moulding has some details here but it isn't that well defined unfortunately. And down the side this is where it really suffers. The silver is not well masked at all and you can see that it is actually trying to be a bit different here by having these vents open on each end of the wagon. And the ones in the middle are closed. The painting is terrible though. The silver door as well is not masked up good and it has these black panels which have got really badly applied paint as well. The moulding is fairly crude but it does have some details in it like these little straps for the vents. Obviously the writing here is all moulded into the model and it's been picked out in white. And we have things like the door handles and catches here and this little step hanging down here as well. I believe that the roof of these wagons in real life open up and that's been represented here with these catches. It's not a bad moulding on the roof, it's got some nice detail of the walkways at the top there and the silver is applied really well. It's just the masking that's letting it down. The chassis is pretty crude as well. It does have some writing moulded into it as well but it's not been picked out at all. And we have these mounting points for the wheels which are plastic and they move a little bit to help this wagon get round tight corners, but it is quite a short wheelbase so it probably didn't need that. No NEM pockets on this and the details here are the springs and the axle boxes and the brake gear isn't that good either. Some details underneath here on the chassis of the brake gear and you can see Kleinbahn made in Austria and it's also got Kleinbahn on the two wheel pieces as well. This side of the wagon has the door open which is quite nice and you can see inside it has a weight. This one is a bit rusty though, it is very old this model and obviously second hand or possibly maybe 10th hand, who knows. But the painting is really letting this model down and the chassis isn't that good either. Anyway, let's put this on the scales and we'll see how much it weighs. So this model comes in at 40 grams. So this Austrian wagon from Kleinbahn I think is a bit of a disappointment. You have to bear in mind this is a very old model now. I'm not exactly sure when it came out, I'm probably guessing around about 1950, 1960 or thereabouts. I could be wrong in that and if I am let me know in the comments below. But the moulding isn't really that crisp, the painting is absolutely terrible and the chassis really lets it down as well. And I think if you're considering this or other Kleinbahn wagons of this era then you have to be aware that it's going to be looking a bit rough and ready and therefore I wouldn't pay a lot of money for this, probably no more than about £5. That said, don't write off Kleinbahn because I have seen some absolutely fantastic stuff from them. Their locomotives were really good and they had bomb-proof mechanics as well. I have a couple of videos on this channel about Kleinbahn locomotives so check them out if you want to see them. But this wagon I think is a duffer and I think you've got many different options that could be available other than this one. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think about this wagon in the comments below and if you've got some Kleinbahn stuff as well. What's your thoughts on this brand? If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, it really helps this channel grow. And I'll put this on the turntable so you can see all the way around, and in a moment another video will appear, just click on that and I'll see you there. But that's it for this one, thanks for watching, see ya!